Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel TV Scoop Entertainment, where we bring you the latest scoop in South Africa. Today we will be talking about the former CEO of the SASA, Garvin Watson's death, and all the stuff that are surrounding his death. Okay. But first of all, I would like to thank my viewers as well as subscribers. You guys make me happy because by you watching my videos, you are really appreciating my hard work and the quality content that I provide to you and have been providing to you. So let's go. Let's get into this thing. Before we get into the actual video, I'd advise that you watch the whole video up until the very end because I've got a whole mouthful to say. In the meantime, do make sure that you do subscribe to my YouTube channel TV Scoop Entertainment and that you hit the notification button for more TV Scoop Entertainment. So one fateful morning, it was a Monday on the 26th of August 2019. You know, everyone was going about their businesses. Parents dropping their kids at school, others preparing for classes, others were already at work, and others were commuting to it. Then all of a sudden, bam, there it was. Former Bushasha CEO Garvin Watson has died. And he died in a horrific accident near OR Tambo International Airport. So I was like, Garvin Watson. Why does the name sound familiar? And that's when it clicked immediately that actually that's the guy that Angela Agrici, former Bushasha COO, testified, and you know, then he mentioned that Garvin Watson was the alleged mastermind behind the state capture of Bushasha. Then I was like, okay, let me just look at my newsfeed to see what's actually happening. So he died a day before he could appear before the inquiry to testify about his tax affairs. So I was like, this thing is not a coincidence that he died a day before the inquiry. Let me go to the titillation to see what's actually happening. And guys, there were already accident scene photos all over. So I was like, okay, this thing is a pretty serious accident, you know, like the way it was. However, I could see that the police were already there, but then the accident scene was not protected, you know, like with the police, what are those things, the police lines, and journalists as well as passerbys were allowed to roam around the accident scene. That is what actually made me suspect that there was foul play in this thing. Because how could you not protect the accident scene? Because obviously investigation has to be made as to what actually caused the actual accident. And I wasn't the only one who had such questions, you know, suspicious questions. A lot of users took to Twitter to comment, you know, to ask a lot of questions about this accident scene. This one was like, and then why is the seatbelt still intact? I mean, they already removed Garvin Watson's body. Then this one was like, whose shoe has this? Something really doesn't add up here. Are this Garvin Watson's shoes really now? Hi man. So yeah, there were those shoes at the accident scene. Well, there were different pictures from the accident scene as much as it was a high profile accident. So I only got to see a few of them. Then this user over here was like, can you please balance me here? As the roads are left-hand drives and this pillar is on the left-hand side. So why does this car has more damage to the right though? Bear in mind, the damage marks on the pillar are at the front direction of where the vehicle was heading. The questions kept on coming and coming. And I was like, good point. I haven't seen that pillar picture before, but then when I saw it, I was like, yay. Things are not adding up. Things are just not adding up. Then I looked at the car, I was like, yeah, the damage is actually on the right, and that pillar is on the left. What are you trying to say? Are you trying to tell us that Garvin Watson was driving on the wrong side of the road? Or still doesn't make sense. So this is the pillar, you guys, that car hit. That's the concrete pillar. Yo, guys, there's a lot of questions in this accident, a lot of them, you know. And then this one over here, it really blew my mind. That's when I concluded that actually this thing is staged and it is what it is. the license disc. The license disc, it's not there. It's gone, Baba. It was not there. It was not there. You know, for the rest of that day and that week, people had a lot to say about the accident scene, and myself, by then, I'd already concluded what had happened. We then continued to see Garvin Watson's memorial on TV, as well as his funeral. But then, all of a sudden, the ANC, the ruling party in South Africa, went on to say that Garvin Watson was actually a brave anti-apartheid activist. And I was like, I never knew. Okay. At least now I know something about the guy besides the Bushasha stuff that happened. And then this video of his funeral came out. Then all alarms went off. When I say all alarms, I mean all alarms went off. Take a look at this. Guys, whoa, okay, let's stop. Did you see that ring that was happening at that funeral? That guy in the middle, the first few seconds of that clip. There's that guy. He looked as if he was celebrating. It doesn't look like he was at a funeral. That Fosho dance move, it speaks volume. So one user went on to say, so a whole billionaire got sent off in that type of casket. I looked at the casket as well. I was like, yay, that casket, it doesn't fit a billionaire. And then the other users, they noticed that Vosho as well. They noticed that Vosho. Let's take a look at another video of that funeral. So the people who were singing around that casket were actually the ANC members. You can see them wearing their iconic colors, yellow, green, and black. Then these users also noticed what I noticed. Then they went on to say, something's wrong here. It looks like a set-up stage. I don't think Garvin Watson is dead. Another one was like, is Garvin Watson's family even at this funeral? This cannot be a white person's funeral, no way. Other was like, hey, rent a crowd. That laughing, crying emoji. Oh, Lord. Another one was like, and the guy doing Amafosho with the blue blazer. I was like, no, man, something is wrong with this country. Thank you guys that you finally noticed it. Something was actually wrong with that whole scenario. Let's take a look at this other video. And that is the video of the actual funeral when the coffin was descending. So, a user mentioned that, guys. Did you see that guy actually moved the whole coffin with his fingertips? Then I was like, okay, let me go back to the video and watch it again. And then I watched it over and over again. And I was like, yeah, I didn't notice this thing. I did not notice this one. But when I went back to watch the video again, I noticed it. Like, you know, this thing was just confirming what I already concluded about the accident scene. It really was. So in the midst of everything, the whole funeral and all those talks, this user raised a valid point. I'm sorry to ask. I realize it's a sad day for the family, but did anyone ask Sunrise for footage of the morning in which Garvin Watson died? Do they have any evidence of a Toyota Corolla passing through an eToll NT, I think, from 14th Avenue to OR Tambo N1, N12, N3? Yes, that was a very, very valid question. And you know, during those investigations, none of the investigators ever mentioned them going to Sunral and asking for that footage to see what actually happened. At this point, I guess a lot of South Africans had already outsmarted people who were behind Garvin Watson's car accident death. And then on Sunday, 15th September 2019 to the 16th September 2019, the pathology report was released, and over here I do have an article by George Makala. I don't know which newspaper is he working for, but it does say that the body of deceased, the Sasha boss, Garvin Watson, did not appear to have suffered significant trauma at the point of his accident, suggesting that he could have already died before the Toyota Corolla he was traveling in rammed into a concrete barrier. This is according to preliminary reports that the family of Watson, who died on August 26th, a day before testifying before a sheriff's tax inquiry, received this week from the private forensic pathology and the accident specialist they hired. The family wrote in Professor Gert Seyman and accident reconstruction expert Conrad Lotter. There you have it, you guys. And this led to the title of this video, Garvin Watson, a dead man driving. Then Twitter again was actually puzzled. Those who actually gave it the benefit of the doubt to say that Garvin Watson is dead. And then other news channels caught up on the news as well. So News 24 went on to report that Garvin Watson was already dead at time of press, as per the report. Then this user was like, talk about real filmmaking and script writing. Yes. This user over here went back to look at the accident witness statement, and he realized that it does not seem like it matches the actions of a dead man before crashing. Can we get this witness, please? What the witness had said in the first place was that he saw the car on the side of the highway with its hazards on, waiting to turn back onto the road. Once Watson had made it onto the road, he started accelerating and passed the witness at a high speed. So he saw he saw Garvin Watson passing him at a high speed. Okay, that means that he was alive, right? The witness went on to say the witness said as they approached the road to the airport drop-off, so the Toyota collided with the pillar on the road just below them. The vehicle collided with the pillar of a bridge at a speed that was definitely above 100 km/h because of the nature of the impact and noise thereafter. The car after the collision instantly faced sideways and was smoking, but we could not go check because of my flight time, the witness said. The witness. Okay, we hear you. So this user over here said, so according to the private pathologist, Garvin Watson was already dead before the crash. This doesn't surprise most of us, as we suspected the crush was staged. Too many loose ends. Also, it's time for the South African director to yell, "Cut! I think we're done filming for the year." Okay, girl, we hear you. This user here said, "Who saw the body of Garvin Watson? Rest of South Africans might be clowns. Nina, I'm not a clown. So I've decided to send my boys to dig up his grave." Oh, that was so funny. This one really got me. And hey, user, make sure that you do send us that footage here to the Scoop Entertainment so that we can dish it out to the rest of the world. Oh my lord. Okay. This user over here actually retweeted this person's tweet that Garvin Watson was already dead before his crash. Pathologist. Number 1, no significant body trauma. Number 2, not much blood. Number 3, no brake marks on the tarmac. Number 4, he crashed on a road not covered by CCTV footage. It happened at a day before he testified in fast tax inquiry. That's as per the Citizen's newspaper. Yeah, too suspicious. User, this is too suspicious. So I just got a news feed right now, and it says that the family has said if Garvin Watson was murdered, they know who did it. Come on, family. Come on, family. Come on. Like I've said a mouthful today, and we've seen countless evidence. Well, that's all that I have for you guys. This one was like, as long as Rasta didn't draw him, Garvin Watson is still alive. Hashtag Garvin Watson. Guys, you can conclude however you want to conclude. I've made my own conclusions based on my reasoning and understanding, as well as, countless evidence. So you make your own conclusion about Garvin Watson. Is he dead? Is he alive? Do comment down in the comment section down below. Make sure that you do like this video, you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and that you hit the notification button for more TV scoop entertainment video. Until next time, goodbye.